in the springtime at the end of a rip route or the whole length of a rip route, providing the water is not too deep, is a great place to catch crappie in the spring. It's just one of the places that they lay eggs. It's just that simple. The most important part of it is to make sure you have a sandy bottom instead of a muddy bottom. That's very important. Crappie will not spawn on muddy, soft bottoms. It has to be sand. Now I'm using a new bait right here. I'll show it to you right there. It looks like a Bobby Garland bait, but it's 1 3/4 inches long. It's a lot slimmer, small profile, and I'm using 2-pound test high-vis line, a light action rod, and a little bitty Daiwa Revros 1000 size reel, and a little bitty float. One of my favorite ways to fish. Now it works real well fishing from the bank in the springtime for crappie. You can keep this bait right in front of their face long enough to get a strike, but the location is what's important. Now looking down in the water right here, you can see there's some trees or treetops. There's a little bit of aquatic vegetation out here, and it looks like milfoil, and the water's relatively shallow. And right up above me is a rip route, and behind me is a road, and there's a bridge up there just 200 or 300 yards. So this is at the end of a rip route. Matter of fact, over here is a boat route, one that I've put in many times over the years, but I've never fished right here before. Now the water's clear. Okay, so I'm going to fish, that's about 32 inches deep. I'm going to start about there, and there's your bait, and it's a 1/28 of an ounce jig head with a sickle hook, 2-pound line that's tied with a Palomar knot and a little bitty float. So let's just make a cast out here and see. If they're not here, we'll move. The wind's blowing in her face, so I'm just letting that cork bounce up, and that I'm letting the wind do the work. That jig is doing the same thing that you're seeing that cork do. If you can see the float, it's small. I don't mind the wind fishing from the bank, and a little ripple on the water. It'll help you when you're fishing this way. It'll put all the action that you need. Look here. Oh my goodness, I missed the fish. You see, I didn't even, I don't know what it was. It'll put all the action necessary into that jig to get a strike. It just don't take much. There he is. What about that? Boy, that water is clear, folks. Real clear. Look at him right there. Ain't that beautiful clear water right there? We busted the ice with a crappie. What about that? What we're going to do right here is just let him go back so he can do his job. That's going to be the best thing. We got plenty of fish in the freezer. Let's let him go right here so he can go back and do his thing. That was pretty. In this clear water like this, that was sure enough pretty. And there he goes. Woo. Oh man, I love this stuff, folks. I can't tell y'all how much I love it. Now, I've never used these baits before. I picked these up at a mall and pop shop. I can't even pronounce it. They're made in the USA. It looks like Bonnell Hest tackle, made in the USA. And these baits appealed to me. They was $2.99, and I bought them at a tackle shop, a hole in the wall place there. And I do a lot of that. I stop and look for new jigs. Walmart has the same stuff over and over and over again, which is fine, but there's a lot of jigs on the market right now, folks, that you can try that works great for crappie, and I believe this is going to be one of them. Now, it's called it's 1 3/4 inch long, called the Slim Stick 20 pack. White Lightning is the name of it. Well, let's just try it. There he is. Look here, folks. Oh, my. That's a good crappie right here. Good crappie, right amongst all these people. But if you notice, I'm right on the end of a rip route. Boy, that's a good one right there. That's a good fish. I'm in a different part of the lake right now. Believe it or not, I caught that crappie in that first spot like that and never did get another bite. And I don't know why, because it had everything it needed to be full of fish. So I just moved across the lake right here to another end of the rip route, which this is a creek, a major creek that's in front of us, and the water's muddy here because of a lot of rain. But that's a good fish right here. That's a good crappie. Man, oh man. And I'm fishing with the same color. Now, white, like I mentioned before, a solid center white or pearl with a little chartreuse. It wouldn't even have to have chartreuse. Is a great color for stained water like this. It's a good fish, folks. Right here in front of a boat ramp, in amongst a lot of boat traffic, people everywhere. But at the end of a rip route is one great way to catch a big crappie. And that fish was real shallow. He was right close to the bank. Let's let him go. All right, fella. Yeah, that's a good fish. All right, folks, that's how deep I was fishing there. About 20 inches deep. Let's pitch back out there. That could be another fish right there. Water's all messed up, but white is a very visible color. And I'm just moving it real slow. Like that. A few inches, letting the jig settle under the cork. Nothing fancy. But slow is going to be a key, going to be a big factor in the catching fish out of this type of water. But that's okay, we know how to do that. Crappie have remarkable eyesight. You just have to slow your presentation down. There he is. Oh my, folks. Goodness gracious. Now this is fun on 2-pound line. This is a lot of fun. It's good, clean fun. You can enjoy the outdoors. God's great outdoors that he created for me and you. This is another good fish right here. I'm surprised at the quality of these fish right here. Golly. Look at this. This is a mule. Absolute mule. A mule crappie. That little size 8 hook will do the job now. It will. If you don't try to rush him, it'll hold just as good as any hook. Look at there. That's another mule. Golly. I'm gonna have to retie my knot. I'm pushing my luck. Don't wait this long to retie y'all's knot if you're using 2-pound line. After about 2 or 3 fish, go ahead and retie. I would. That's another mule, folks. That's nothing less than a big crappie. I mean a slab. And all I'm doing is walking down this rip route, stumbling on these rocks, but that's okay, and tearing the fish up. That's what I'm doing. What a fish. Let's let him go. He's gone. I didn't even get to see that swim off. He shot off like a bullet. Okay. Look at them 2 ospreys, folks. That's a male and a female. Right there. They're fixing to... He's after her, ain't he? There's the male. Beautiful birds. They're the best fishermen in the world, or one of them. When they delve for a fish, well, they'll catch him. There he is. Golly, that fish knocked the fire out of it. That's a good one. He was right by the bank too. Well, y'all seen it. This is a good crappie right here. Doggone. Look what some boils he's making. Big crappie. Y'all probably wondered how I knew it was a crappie. I know. And this is a mule right here. I'll show this to y'all. My goodness, what a mule. Come on in here, boy. Look at there. Now, folks, that's a full-grown crappie right there. Now, folks, that's what I'm talking about right there. That is a big crappie. I don't care what part of the country. Okay. My camera failed. I don't care what part of the country. Okay. That you're a fishing. That's a big crappie fish right there. Is fishing not a sport second to none, y'all? They ain't no doubt. Let's let him go. God. All right. Let's put him down right here. That's a big fish. My goodness. I bet a lot of y'all thought it was bass, but I could tell. Golly. Hey, man. My. Okay, folks, that's the end of that one, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go home and eat some taters. I love tater, but I'm going to tell you that's one of the best techniques that they are for catching crappie. They cannot stand the jig to be held in front of their face that long of a period of time, no matter if the water's clear, stained, or muddy. It don't make any difference. And I'm going to say, I appreciate everything that y'all do for this channel. And God bless each and every one of y'all. Hey, woo. Woo. Do you feel? And remember, go fishing when you can, because it's good for you.